What a night we had last night. Wow. We have Tucker Carlson's interview with Vladimir Putin come out. Not too much came up of it, but what that got overshadowed, as crazy as that sounds, an interview with a foreign leader, the foreign adversary, the one they make all the movies the bad guy in, and that gets overshadowed by the report coming out about Joe Biden and his document handling. And it's not so much the fact that he didn't get charged. That news came out a couple days ago. But the full report came out last night and pretty much said that they weren't going to charge Joe Biden because he's not mentally fit enough to stand trial. We are talking about the President of the United States not being fit enough to stand trial. And what got the left riled up more than anything, because I don't know, is the fact that it said that Joe Biden did not remember the day his son Beau died. He has no recollection of it. And then all the left went up into a tizzy. Quite frankly, it's fairly sound that he doesn't remember when his son died, because he mentions it to every Gold Star family he meets and says that his son died in Iraq. Here's the
Inflation is a worldwide problem right now.
Here's
the war in Iraq and the impact on oil and what Russia's doing. The war in Ukraine. And thinking of Iraq because that's where my son died.
Captured key positions and broke through the German defense line at a pivotal point in the war. Just imagine, I mean it sincerely. I say this as a father of a man who won the Bronze Star, the Conspicuous Service Medal, and lost his life in Iraq.
That's just two. I got a third one. You want to see a third one? Here's a third one. Directly to a Gold Star family.
I know there's nothing anybody can say or do to ease the pain. I've been there.
Yes, sir, we understand.
Well, I tell you what, it means a lot to me. My son spent a year in Iraq. That's how I lost him.
A Gold Star family, and he's lying. So, according to the left, by the left's logic, Joe Biden is lying directly to the face of Gold Star families about his son. He is dancing on the grave of his own son for political gain. That is what the left is saying by this. And, of course, the lefty army of TikTok coming to the aid of the addled old Joe Biden.
So tonight during a press conference, President Biden responded to the Department of Justice and their report on his handling of classified documents, but specifically the part where Special Counsel Robert Hur says that President Biden can't remember when his son passed away. And I think Biden's response is worth a watch.
Again, I've showed you the clips. What's there to dispute here? He does not remember.
Look at it.
I know there's some attention paid to some language in the report about my recollection of events. There's even reference that I don't remember when my son died. How in the hell dare he raise that? Frankly, when I was asked the question, I thought to myself,
the reporters after this should have asked, okay, when did your son die? We have clips here that says that you said that your son died in Iraq.
Business. Let me tell you something. Some of you have commented, I wear since the day he died, every single day, the rosary he got from Our Lady of. Every Memorial Day we hold a service remembering him, attended by friends and family and the people who loved him. I don't need anyone to remind me when he passed
Apparently
away.
you do, Joe. Apparently you freaking do.
Simple truth is I sat for a 5-hour interview over 2 days of events.
And quite frankly, knowing the left and knowing how they operate, he's going to come out the next day. He's going to be talking about something. Iraq's going to come up and he's going to say, that's where my son died. That's what he's going to do in the next 48 hours.
Yeah. How dare he?
Dare he?
How dare Special Counsel Robert Hur suggest that President Biden can't remember?
It's not a suggestion when it happened in an interview. He's not suggesting. It happened.
When he lost his son to brain cancer. What a disgusting suggestion.
As President Biden guy saying that Joe Biden, it's your guy, Joe Biden, who is saying his son died in Iraq. Which
he wears a rosary on his wrist every...
All right, next.
5 minutes ago, Joe Biden had an unexpected press event. In response to the special counsel's findings from today about his retention of classified documents, they suggest no charges for Biden, and they show clear differences between Trump's classified documents and Biden's. But oddly, in this report, they also mention his mental acuity, and they say during the interview process, he couldn't remember things such as when his own son died. His son died of brain cancer after coming back from Iraq. This was a very, very big deal today. It was plastered all over the news. Here's a quick clip of the response Joe Biden just gave. It's really powerful.
To some language and report about my record.
Yeah. How dare you?
I thought to myself,
how dare you?
Correspondent asked about his memory. Biden responded, "My memory is so bad, I let you speak." It was short, but it was really powerful. And it
powerful.
Was really
that
awesome.
Wasn't even like a good jab. This is how nuts these people are. They're saying that was so powerful when that's not even a highlight jab. That was supposed to be a jab at Peter Doocy, and it landed flat. And yet here they are. Oh, it was so powerful. Well, you got the angry potato head eyes and Harry. You got that, so powerful in Chris. And now you got, don't look over there, look over there. And Olivia.
So
here we go.
Straight. The headline is, Joe Biden investigated, completely exonerated from all wrongdoing after complying.
No. It was, we would charge him, but he's not mentally fit enough to stand trial. But anyway, continue.
Investigation. And the takeaway people have is Joe Biden is old.
No, that wasn't the takeaway at all. The takeaway was Joe Biden wasn't even mentally competent enough to stand trial. Why in the hell is he in the White House calling these shots? Or, better question, who is calling these shots acting as Joe Biden that we did not elect?
The other dude, the insurrectionist one is...
The other dude doesn't exactly matter in this particular case. This is just simply about Joe Biden.
Facing 91 criminal charges
in a corrupt court, a kangaroo court,
after obstructing investigations and being found civilly liable of sexual assault
by a complete lunatic nutcase in a New York court that hates his guts. And the judge would not allow any sort of defense. But again, continue to ignore the facts all the way into hell.
And you want me to not vote for the Democrats because Joe Biden
He's mentally incompetent. The Democrats are evil. I don't know how. I don't know what else. We got a list. Look at San Francisco. Look at every Democrat-ran city. People die. And the Democrats do nothing about it.
Listen to his rebuttal to that.
Why does it have to be you now? What is your answer to that question?
Because I'm the most qualified person in this country to be president of the United States and finish the job I started.
Bruh. No. He's not. He is the most qualified person in the country to be led around like a little puppet, doing whatever the globalist agenda wants him to do.
Is your memory, and can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad I let you speak.
That wasn't even that wasn't even like a good jab. It was just like if it takes you more than a couple of minutes to catch up to figure out what the jab was supposed to be, it wasn't a good jab.
Okay, what else you got? What else you got? What other attacks on Joe Biden?
Oh, I got many. You want to go with Afghanistan? You want to go with his dealings in Ukraine? China? We can go all day. We can make this video into an hour talking about everything Joe Biden's done. Cracking the White House, every foreign policy disaster, him beginning to back Hamas and turn away from Israel. The border? We can go anywhere you want to go. It's not going to end well for the left. But
fun voting for your candidate that can't even vote for himself because he's going to be a felon.
No, he's not. It's going to get all thrown out. It's looking like it's all getting thrown out. But, you know, if it is a fair election, then he will be president. Donald Trump will be president. That's the only question. Is it going to be a fair election? Is it going to be rife with voter fraud? But, yeah. So, this report is actually very damning because it pretty much said that, yes, we would charge Joe Biden, but he is not mentally fit enough to stand trial. If you are not, which means he is not as mentally fit as every single druggie, murderer, psychopath nutcases right throughout our prisons. He is less competent than every single one of those people. And yet he is the one that is in the White House. He is the one calling the shots for our country, which kind of explains why our economy is volatile. And the foreign policy decisions have been, I'm not even going to say bad. I'm going to say downright evil. Evil, what Joe Biden has done. And how you don't invoke the 25th Amendment after this is beyond me. I would expect by Monday, we're seeing something about the 25th Amendment being invoked. If not, then this is what the right needs to do. And this is what I will be doing Monday. I'm going to be calling out the Democrats for throwing it back to the olden days, the good old days, where they did not believe black people could actually do anything or were capable of doing anything, which is still the case to this day. Yale study kind of shows that Democrats do not believe that minorities are quite as smart as themselves, yet they don't believe anybody is as smart as themselves. Because if the left is so excited to have a black female vice president, and the opportunity is there to push her to the top. It's all right there in the report. That's all you need to build a good enough case to invoke the 25th Amendment, get Joe Biden out of office, put Kamala in. And yet they're so hesitant to do that. Why? Why? Don't you want DEI to be the face of the White House still? I mean, she definitely got there on her own merit, not just because she's a black lady. I think she's a black lady. Wasn't she Indian for a bit? Either way, it's all right there, and yet they are willing to hold on to a frail old man who either thinks his son died in Iraq or is dancing on his son's grave for political brownie points. Who has conversations with dead people, apparently. They are willing to keep him into office because Kamala Harris is just that incompetent. That is what the Democrats are saying, and that's what needs to get pushed over this weekend into Monday until the 25th Amendment is invoked on Joe Biden. Because even though I think Kamala is just as dumb, she's just as stupid, she may not be as evil I think she's I think she has the potential to be just as evil. She just hasn't had 50 years to rack up the high score. But still, she at least knows what's going on and can tell you that this is the year of 2024. And I think you need to invoke the 25th Amendment and make Kamala Harris the 47th President of the United States. Because Joe Biden, he cannot last. It's just that simple. And the Democrats have nobody to blame but themselves for having so much incompetence at the top of the food chain. So, I'm Dylan Hildreth. This is the Dylan Hildreth Show. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow the channel, however you may be listening on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble. And we will see you next time on the Dylan Hildreth Show. Cheers.